to quickly and easily create an ebook. So I have a cover here. If I go to My Books, it looks something like this. So here are a couple of books that are on here. If I want to create a new book, all I do is hit the plus sign, New Book, and away I go. I usually select Portrait, but I'm going to get rid of that one right now, and I'm going to show you the one that I've been working on. So I'm going to open it, go to the next page, and I'm going to explain. Here's my agenda. So basically, this book creator allows you to create an electronic book. I'm going to demo a sample grade 1 student book that I made a month or so ago with a grade 1 student. And then I'm going to create a simple book from scratch, and I'm going to show you the features that are built into this app. So I'll start with the demo. So this is a grade 1 student, and this book isn't going to win any awards, but what I liked about it was the first time I was experimenting with the app, first time this student was, and I was blown away with this grade 1 student, how quickly she was able to grasp the concepts, and she just ran with it. I showed her the few features and just let her play, and she just created this own book on her own. Now, she did have a written one already made. So this was around Halloween, and the only thing that's not going to work right now for my presentation is you can insert audio, but it doesn't work well. It works really well on the Apple iPad. It does not work well when I'm trying to show you using this Air server program. So I'm going to hit play. See, you probably can't hear that. I can hear it on my computer, but I don't think you can. You'll just have to take my word for it. So she has added her sound into there. So we have a little bit of text, and see right here, we have an image, and we have sound. Basically, she's recorded her voice as she's recounting her story. So, and her book continues, and these are images we had to locate online. So I'm going to go back to My Books. So what I'm going to do here is I've created a simple book, and I'm going to show you all the features that are built into this app. So you can easily add text. Everything revolves around the plus sign. So I go to the page, I hit plus, and I want to add text. So my name is Fred. I found the students struggled a little bit at first with the keyboard, but it didn't take them long. Here's the one really annoying feature about this app. When you have dual pages like this, when you do any typing, it automatically, by default, goes at the same spot every time. So then you have to take your finger and move it over. So it was kind of annoying the first couple times we would type in, and it wasn't where we were expecting it. So if you type in something and hit done, again, it comes way over here, and you have to move that over, which was kind of annoying. So this right here is something I don't want to remain. I want to get rid of this. So I click on it once, and I go to Information, and I can change the color. But in this case, I just want to get rid of it. So I'm going to hit, and I could center it as well. I'm going to hit Delete. So that's gone. So anytime you type in any kind of text, it's very easy to manipulate the text. So the students just move it around. If you want to change color or alignment, etc., hit the I, which is right beside the plus sign, and you can change your color, your alignment, bold, and you can change your font size as well. And when I'm done, I just click on the side. Again, move it around. What was interesting, if you have an iPad 4 or higher and you want to add text, you hit plus add text. And if you have a student that's struggling with typing but is relatively articulate, in other words, they're really fluent, they can use the microphone and use the speech to text feature. Hello, my name is Fred. So that speeds up the process quite a bit. I'll get rid of one of these. And I just need to remind you, to do that, you just hit plus, add text, and use the microphone, which is right beneath the X. The biggest issue is you need an iPad 4 or higher. This won't work with the older versions of the iPads. So that's how you add text. I'm going to go to the next page. Now I'm going to show you how to add an image. So in this case, again, just refer to that little plus sign right here. I'm going to choose a photo. And I'm going to go straight to my camera roll. And what I've done here is I've cheated a little bit. I've gone on the internet and I've grabbed this picture already and saved it to my camera roll. There it is right here. Now, obviously this picture is too big. It's very easy to resize. Just take one of the corners, drag and drop. Now, the younger students, or those with fine motor skill issues, have a hard time the first couple times grabbing that corner. So it's kind of hard for me to show you, but it's this corner right here. Any of these four corners can be used to resize the image. And I'm not having any issues whatsoever, but I noticed the younger children would often grab it from the corner and end up moving the picture as opposed to resizing it. And that just takes a little bit of getting used to, a little bit of practice. Okay, so once again, if you want to add an image, all you do is hit the plus sign up in the top right corner. Photos. I went to my camera roll, grabbed that picture, and in it came. Resize it by grabbing the corner. Any one of those corners will work, and move to where you would like. I'm going to go to the next page. One of the other features you can do is add an image by pen. So as you can tell here, I am officially the world's worst artist. If you look at the Guinness Book of World Records, you will see my name there. But you can add an image by drawing it in. So I hit the plus sign, use your pen, and I'm going to draw a vehicle. Actually, I'll draw a face here. Okay. And I can hit done. So with some of the students, I was getting them to just draw their own pictures straight on their ebooks. Some of them I was going to the internet, grabbing pictures and saving it to my camera roll. But this is one of the nice, easy ways for students to add an image to their book. Again, plus, and use the pen. Another way you can add an image is by using the built-in camera of the iPad. So some of these students would actually take a picture of themselves and use that in the cover. In this case, I'll take a picture of a drawing that I've just made. So again, I'm going to go into that same feature, hit the plus sign in the top right corner, which is up here. So that plus sign, that's how I'm accessing all of these features. So I hit plus, and I'm going to use camera. And once I've chosen that, got that zoomed in, here we go. And I can say use photo, if you see that in the bottom right. It's going to come in, it's going to be too big again. So I'm going to grab the blue corner, resize it, drag it over. Again, you can do this with students that have already created the artwork in advance, or if the students want to add a picture of themselves to add to the cover page. You can also add sound. Very simple. Hit plus, choose the bottom option, add sound, and record. My name is Fred. So I can say yes. Now the screen blacked out a little bit there, so this AirServer program I'm using to demonstrate doesn't like this sound feature. So it's working fine on my iPad. I'm going to try it one more time. Plus, add sound, hit record, and that's where I kind of lose you. I'm recording my voice right now. You just can't see what's happening. I'm going to hit stop, say yes. You'll have to experiment with that on your own. Like I said, it's working fine on the iPad. It's just not working well using the software to reflect what's happening in the iPad. And now the students can hit play when they're done. When you go to publish your book, one of the features it has some what's called iBooks features. So you can make the book a little interactive. And you can click on a picture and hit the I, and you can actually make it a link to a website. So I've typed that in here already. So you can actually type in a hyperlink so that if the person is reading the book through iBooks, they can click on that picture and it'll bring them right straight to that website. So let's see, I'll try it here, see what happens. So if I click on that, it's not going to work right now because I'm in the program itself. It'll work through the iBooks feature. So again, add a picture. Let's grab one that's already there. I'm going to resize it. Hit the I button, and that's where I could type in a link. So now, once it's published, this book is published, and it's opened in iBooks of the iPad. That'll be a direct link to Google. When you're done creating your book, you have numerous features how to share it. You can email it. If you have your iPad set up to automatically, based on your personal email, you can email it. That's the easiest way. If you have a version 4 iPad with the latest updates, you can use AirDrop, which allows you to transfer files from one iPad to another wirelessly. If you have your iPad plugged into the computer, you can use iTunes. If you also, there's another app you can try installing called PageScope Mobile. If you have that PageScope Mobile app, it'll allow you to print your book, which is a really convenient one at the school. And you can also export as a PDF. One thing I should warn you, if you export it as a PDF, you're going to lose some of those interactive features, like the sound and that hyperlink based on the picture. So export PDF will work. It's probably the easiest one, but you do lose some of the additional interactive features. I'm going to just summarize with some pros and cons I have found of the software. The pros side. I found it was very easy to use. I had some grade 1 students using this, showed them in 5-10 minutes, and they were playing with it. They were flying with it. You can easily add multimedia. I thought $5 was relatively affordable. You can use the free one. I just find that I found the $5 paid one worked better. It would be a great option as a center in your classroom. It was a definite incentive for the struggling writer. I was working with some students that really weren't interested in writing a story, but once they were exposed to this program, they kind of jumped into it. They really liked the idea of being able to creating a book on an iPad. I appreciated the fact that once the one session I was done with, the students went to the teachers and were asking them where they could buy an iPad for themselves. They all want iPads for Christmas now. The number 7, the built-in speech-to-text for iPad 4 or higher was a godsend for those students that were really slow typing things in, but were quite articulate. So it recognized their voice right away and did a great job at converting their speech to text. Made things a lot quicker. It was also an incentive for the struggling reader. I noticed that once they were done creating their books, they immediately wanted to read their own book they had made, or they were going around the classroom and very interested in reading some of the books that some of the other students had made in their class. With every app out there, there are some cons. I really disliked that whole adding text and it would end up jumbled on the top of the other one. I found that was quite annoying. We got over it by moving around, but I thought that was kind of frustrating. The cancel button is very close to the first line. So when you go here and you add something, you add text, and I'm typing in here, and if I wanted to change something right here, if I wanted to go back to that first line way at the beginning of the F, sometimes, and I'm using my finger here, I would hit cancel by mistake. So let me explain that one more time. Okay. If you want to go back to that beginning of that first line, be careful where you place your finger or you're going to end up canceling the whole thing by mistake. All right. The image resizing buttons are difficult for first-time users, as I described earlier with the pictures. When you export to PDF, you lose some of the features. When you change fonts, you now have a new default. So be careful when you do change the fonts. I wouldn't change any of the fonts for any of your text until you were completely done the entire book. And it doesn't like to copy paste directly. You have to basically copy or paste inside the software itself. You can't go find a picture, copy it, and then paste it into this book. So you can only copy and paste in this app. You can't switch between apps for copying and pasting. Finally, it works much better with Apple products. So when your book is finished and you've published it, it just looks better and works better on an Apple product such as an iPad. So did my 20 minutes as quickly as I could. I was able to rush through this, but I think we're done. I'm going to leave the session open now for any questions and answers. So I'm going to minimize this screen, open up the conversation one, and see if there are any questions. So far looks good. I guess I'm going to finish it right there. If you do have any questions, feel free to email me at carmel.desjardins@nbed.nb.ca. Thank you.